What's going on, guys? Pegasus from the Wise Guys, and I'm here with the homie Tim. For some reason, he has a band card on the play mat. Shout out to MAYDEWGAMING. And what we're gonna do a profile, I guess. Update. People have been asking for it, so we got to do it. So I'm gonna stop talking.
All right. Well, bye. Should have hit Union Carriers.
Yeah, they was hating.
But I mean, so they hit this on us, hurt us a little bit in our build. They took away one of our dragons, one of our level 1 tuners, and another, basically a free special summon with them. So we had to figure out something to replace it with. So
gotcha.
That's what we're here to do. We're going to here talk about replacements, updates, and different deck options and what we added to the deck because of the new format. So first monster I decided to side him out with is this Dogmatica card. Not because it's Dogmatica, but just simple fact it's a free inherent summon. It's a light monster which works with the baby dragons. It only has 1,000 attack, so if you need to normal summon him and make Almirage, you can. He's just a free inherent summon. If your opponent goes first and they have a monster on his field, you can just summon them from the field. Special summon from the extra deck, you can just summon them.
So it's literally for the reason of inherent summoning.
Basically for the inherent summon to go with the theme of the Crusadius.
Gotcha.
And then when the ban list hit, I was rocking this one to replace it, which is a level 1 Dark Tuner Dragon, which is kind of what this was. Because we rocked the quick launches, you can special summon it out with that, and also special summon it out with Needle Fiber. It works. It's a good option. But I decided to cut it and go ahead and rock with a little bit card that has a little bit more of a better combo and more synergy with my deck, and that's with the 4-month skipper. The 4-month skipper combo is really good with Crusadius. Basically, on his effect is when during the main phase, you can reveal one link monster in your extra deck and his name, type, and attribute will change to whatever you reveal. So since we rock Crusadius, you normal summon him, you'll reveal out Crusadius Spaffa. And then after you do that, you'll go ahead and link him off for Magius. And then once he hits the field, his other effect, since you used him as link material, his other effect will be that you can now search Parallel XCs and then continue off with your combo. And then the other cool combo is, let's say you didn't open up with him, but you got to the Saryuja part of your combo and you didn't draw into a dragon to continue off with Pisty. You can go, but you drew into him, you can special summon him off Saryuja, reveal guard dragon Pisty, and then he'll become a dark level 1 dragon, and then you just link him off for Pisty.
He can go off by himself anyway. I got you.
So it works really good. They're good options for the deck.
So that's there to search Parallel Exceed more than anything.
Yeah. Parallel Exceeds, it also starts off your combo. Like I said, if you normal summon him, activate his effect that they negate it with Imperm, you just link off for Almirage anyways, and then get his second effect to search out Parallel Exceeds. So he still has dual uses.
So you're still gonna come out ahead. I got you.
It gives you a real good hand advantage.
I got you.
And then if you look at the old, nothing's really changed in the deck. We added 2 new cards to it, and we swapped out some cards. It's due to the fact that the new meta and what we had to add to change it up. So in our original build, this was our Buster Blader lineup. We were rocking 2 Destruction Swords and 1 regular Buster Blader. I decided to cut one and go ahead and add in a regular Buster Blader back in. And the reason why I decided to do that is because this card isn't Buster Blader in the hand. It's only Buster Blader on the field or in the graveyard. And the reason why you need more Buster Bladers in your hand is because with Drytron being a thing, and if they end their board with their dragon that skips your main phase, I went ahead and added in the Destruction Sword Fusion. And what this card does is that you can fusion summon 1 Buster Blader monster that lists Buster Blader as materials by using monsters in your hand and or either side of the field. So if you open up with Buster Blader in this, you go, they skipped your main phase, you go cool, battle phase, activate. Take your Buster Blader in your hand and their dragon, and you get to make your fusion guy. And then he'll be at 3,800 because it's a dragon in the grave and it gains, and you just beat over whatever else is on the field.
Right.
So you don't have to skip out your battle phase with that. And then because we're adding this card, and because of what the format is, I decided to go ahead and add Karma of the Destruction Sword to the deck. Karma, I feel, is really strong in this format. Basically what it does is you can target up to 3 monsters in your opponent's graveyard of the same type and banish them. And if you do, 1 Destruction Sword card or 1 Buster Blader monster will gain 500 attack and defense for each one you banished.
Broken.
And so basically, and they're both quick plays. And the reason why you want to rock them both is because they have synergy with each other. This card, second effect, like all the other Buster Blader cards, they all have dual effects. So in the graveyard, you have to discard a Destruction Sword card to add it back to your hand. You can use both effects on the same turn. This card, same thing. You can activate it, but instead of discarding a structured sword card, you can send any card from your hand to the grave to add this back. So both of these are in the grave. You just send one card to add this back, then you discard this to add this one back to your hand.
So they're continuously looping themselves.
Yeah, they'll continuously loop, and then you just keep popping 3 monsters at a time out of your opponent's graveyard. I think is very beneficial.
Just banish them outright.
Just completely banish them.
Oh,
and it's quick play, so you can do it during the battle phase, or
That's broken.
And then another good tech option right now is this one. I still don't run it because I still think it's too slow. But hitting decks like Virtual World, if you bait out their continuous trap, what this one does when it's equipped to a monster or Buster Blader, it negate your opponent cannot activate their face-up spell and trap effects. And then if you detach it, the monster is equipped to gains 1,000 attack for the turn. It's a dark machine, level 4. I feel it's still a little bit too slow, but in the right situations against, Ultra guys, against Virtual World, any decks that want to use their continuous spells and traps and use their effects, this will go ahead and say they can't. So
it's there for Chuchi, pretty much.
Pretty much.
I got you.
And then people have been questioning on this, and I'm going to go ahead and set the ruling straight. The interaction with Prologue and Red Rain. If you look up the Red Rain tech video we did a while back, I didn't go ahead and explain how it works with this. So if you use Prologue during your opponent's turn to bring out your Buster Dragon, all right, this states during the end of the next turn after you activated it, this card will attempt to destroy this monster. If you can refrain from using Red Rain until your turn comes back, if you go in phase or main phase 2, you activate. This card says all the monsters that weren't banished by this card are unaffected by all card effects. So when this card on the end phase goes to try and attempt to blow him up, it won't happen because he's unaffected due to Red Rain. And because this card specifically states at the end of the next turn to destroy him, he'll permanently stay on the field. It's not like Innocent Infusion where it's continuously trying to check after every end phase. It's specifically you miss that timing to blow it up, so it stays on the field. And that's just one ruling that a couple people were having questions on. And I did talk to Richard and other judges about it. And
best head judge, I got you.
And then, so other people were telling me that it's a great deck, but they're having struggling going second if they didn't win the dice roll.
Just Buster Blader in general?
Yeah. So I kind of explained to them, if you want to, you could go ahead and put that monster back, or swap out the lineup again, and take out the 2 new spell and trap cards, or the 2 new spell cards that we added to the deck, which are these 2, and you go back to the original build. And then, if you want, you can up it to a 60 card build, and if you do, to help you go second, you're going to go ahead, and I threw in the Kaiju practice. I've worked with it. It works great. Crusadians like to run the Kaiju package anyways, so it works as good synergy. And the reason why I chose these monsters in particular in this matchup is because of what works with your deck. This is a
and these are just options, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This will get out blown up for Mystic Mind. Leaving them with a Kaiju and you a Kaiju blowing it up. That works. And also, I've also used this card going first to prevent my opponent from using Gamma, Imperm, or anything like that. Depending on how you open up with, I special summon Jester Coffet, activate this, give him a Kaiju, I get a Kaiju. Now I can't get Gamma, now I can't get Imperm, I can't get Evenly, I can't get Lightning Storm. It prevents 4 cards just by doing that yourself. And then you'll give yourself a Kaiju. And depending on your hand, you'll give yourself a level 7 due to the fact that if you get out your level 1 tuner, you can easily go into your 2 Synchro Dragons that you play. If you don't, you can give them Doron. And the reason why you want to give him that is if you know you're going to hard make your lock in your turn, he has a low defense, so when he switches to defense position, you do piercing. They'll do a lot more battle damage.
I got you.
And then, or if you can't, you'll give him Gamma, and then you'll attack over it with that. I mean, not to mention having Kaijus in your main deck when you go and start using, and you know your opponent's playing Kaijus, you can special summon your own Kaiju monster so they can't Kaiju you back. And then the last part is with Red Rain, the level 8. Since everything else will be level 8 when you activate Red Rain, they'll stay on the field and be unaffected by all card effects.
So you really believe in that Red Rain card, right?
I love it. Absolutely. It's a game winner.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, that's what you could do for a 60 card build to help you go second. It has great synergy with the deck, and these 2 new cards that we added, I think are very beneficial.
So that deck that you had, that was 40, right?
No,
Yeah.
it was 54 was the original build, and now we're at 56.
Now you're 56. So
And then the last card, which I still play at 1, it's became a little bit more important now that the other card got banned. And this one is basically the Abyss Dweller. States your opponent's monsters can't activate their
So really
effects.
quick, these are in your main deck, or these are just options?
These are options to put in your main deck to
Okay,
go up to a
I got
60
you.
card build.
I got you.
But this one, it has really good potential. The reason why this became a little bit more important is because if you get Whelp in the graveyard and this equipped, during your turn you can detach to add Whelp back to your hand and then normal summon it, and then you can search off whatever destruction sword card you need, whether it be the one that banishes all their monsters, banish their monster in the graveyard, or the fusion summon. You can go ahead and search it out and keep looping them. So
that card's broken.
other than that, the rest of the deck stayed the same as before, so you can look up the video on that. Everything's still the same. Extra deck is still the same.
Link in the description.
Yep. So we just added these 2 cards and changed our Buster Blader lineup, and then replaced our 2 new cards with the 4 Mud Skipper and your Dogmatica monster.
All because of Union Carrier.
Yep.
I got you. It's your fault, Union Carrier. We're signing out, guys.